Hello, hello, hello. Hello. This video is for anybody watching. If you have been struggling in a relationship with your daughter or your son, this is something for you. This is something for you. Because this always happens. I have a story I want to share. And as usual, I like to share so that we can learn from it. And this story, this guy had married a wife and had two kids, a boy and a girl. And because of difficulty, and they were doing well, fairly well. And guess what? This guy, men, they can stick to their wife, they can stick to their woman, wanting and desiring to go get somebody else, went and got a woman. That woman led to this man sending away the wife and the two kids. And it didn't end there. The wife left with nothing but empty, but with the kids. And this guy happened to have traveled out of the country. And why out of the country? He was doing well. And guess what? Something happened, he get into trouble and lost everything because he was being jailed. So he came out and happened to fall in the hands of an elderly lady who needed a man for companionship. And this guy sacrificed and put effort, stayed with this lady. And this lady, towards his dying time, willed all the things he had to this guy. After this guy now received the things, that is when he started thinking of the wife he had sent away and the children. So this is a period of 15 years. So for you to have how this is 15 years we're talking about. So this guy came back, struggled, could find the wife and the kids, but the kids were not ready to accept him. If you are this girl or this boy who is this man's daughter and son, will you accept him? A dad who was never there, a dad who, when you're growing up, you saw nobody, a dad that you saw when you're 18, and you only get to see when you're 18, who has virtually done nothing for you, and you grow in the slum where there's nothing. How can you, being this dad, get to build that relationship that didn't exist? How can you do that? Do you think it's just easy? You go and say, oh, I'm your dad, come. Why I bring this story? Because a lot of people, parents, get to have relationship issues, conflicts with their sons and daughters. And they go for years without talking back at you, and you go for years without talking to them. You're thinking that with time, you think you have all the time, but there's never any time. This guy was lucky to be able to come back and try to fix things with his kids. What if you didn't have the opportunity? Say you keep saying, I will work towards that in 5 years. And 5 years is not 5 days. Maybe by then, he or she wouldn't be alive, or you wouldn't be. So how are you gonna build or work towards that relationship? You're gonna now start blaming yourself and say, I wish I had made things up with my daughter, with my son, with my ex-husband, with my ex-wife, when I learned about the truth. You know, I wish always happens most of the time. But when the thing is happening, we think that we take a long rope to draw, and we think that we have all the time on our side. But don't always forget, time is nobody's friend. If things could happen at everybody's pace, the world would be operating at different frequencies. But that's not how it is. Things do not operate that way. Things operate at the way the creator wants it, the maker wants it to operate. So, why this story? So this guy, when you have this kind of situation, you know, if you go straight to that person, trust me, they're not going to listen to you. They are so angry, they are so frustrated. Just seeing your face physically or hearing your voice, anything that relates to you, frustrate them. So what are the different tactics that you can use? That's why I'm bringing this here. Please, whatever time you watch this, you can share your own tactics, your own ways that you have used, and they have really worked. Because at times, it can be really challenging. You want to share your own tactics. What worked for you? So this guy, when he came, he realized that if he comes alone, it's not going to go well. First, he figured out, I need to talk with the mother. Because since the guy disappeared, what happened? The mom told the kids that their dad has passed. In order that she can answer unanswerable questions, she had to tell them that. Because if she tell them that, they will stop asking her questions that she cannot answer. So to be on the safe side, she had to do that. So this guy looked for a TV presenter. That is if you want to go public. You can look for a friend to that person that you feel that that person trusts, or look up to somebody that is really close and that person look up to. Go and share that you are ready to beg for forgiveness. You feel that you want them to talk. And for us to talk, excuse me. Sorry, I had to step out. So when this happens, send a note. Calling can at times work to some people. Hey, Constance, send a note and say, oh, send notes. Some people with positive notes can work. Communicating with somebody who is really close to that person, and that person looks up to, say, your daughter, and share your opinion, share what happened. Because usually what happens is that when that person is angry, that person does not know what actually transpired. If this guy didn't have the opportunity to share his story, the daughter and the son wouldn't have known and neither the wife. But he did a lot of things wrong because he abandoned his family and only came back because he has made it and there was no one to enjoy the world with. And guess what? He was already elderly. Remember abandoning your kids when they were little small, really small, and coming back and your kids are 18 and 20. That is to tell you, you have nothing to play. You have done nothing in their life. They don't know. You don't know what it is to cater for your own kids. So, this guy did the best, came and explained everything. It took a while. You have to allow them to vent out their anger before they can create a space to accommodate you. Because you know, when somebody is angry, there's no space for reception. You have to, they have to let it out, create space so that something can come out, can come in. So that's actually what happened. So why am I bringing this story? I'm bringing this story because there are lots of people who are experiencing this, but they don't know how to go about to fix. It's usually difficult and challenging, but if you're somebody who is committed and feels that you want that relationship, you will humble yourself, figure out different ways on how you can bring your young boy, your adolescent boy, your teen boy, your boy that you are having conflict with. And another thing is acceptance. Being an adult, being somebody who seniors, being somebody you look up to like a father figure or mother figure, it doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. We make mistakes all the time. And age is not a decisive factor for you to make mistakes. Acknowledging your mistake without putting a but will help fix situation. Acknowledging your mistakes without putting a justification. I am so sorry I let you down. You know, that's just the word that son of yours, that daughter of yours want to hear. But if you say, oh, I'm so sorry, but I did it because I got no choice. No. I am so sorry, but I did it because I wanted you to learn the hard way. No. You have already spoiled it. Accepting and recognizing the fact that you faltered, you made a mistake. Say, son, I am so sorry. I let you down. I was supposed to stand for you. I was supposed to protect you. I was supposed to defend you. I was supposed to be your dad no matter what. I failed woefully. It's not easy. It's difficult to say, but saying that help your own son to realize, oh, somebody this tough can be apologetic. Somebody this tough can also make mistakes and apologize. You are also teaching your own child to be able to also say, I'm sorry tomorrow. But if you're saying, oh, I'm your dad, I have the right to, so you expect me to tell you sorry. Do you think that son of yours is gonna listen, or that daughter of yours is gonna listen? Oh no, they're not gonna listen, because you never acknowledges that you are sorry. There was a day I realized that I've been so hard on my son. And I said, son, do you know something? I'm your mom. At times I put it forward like I'm so strong. But I am a human being with weaknesses. I just realized how hard I've been on you. I just realized how I've set a bar with a lot of expectations for you. I thought I was like, when you grow, when we grow, you grow, you always think, oh, these are my expectations. And when you have your own kids, you're trying to like hand down or impose your own expectations on him or on she. And that we do that unknowingly, especially out here. You think that you want your son, you want your daughter to grow to know, be the best among all, but they see things from a different lens. Remember, it's a different generation, different exposure, different everything. And when I was reflecting and realized, I want him to be this, I want him to be this, I want him to do this, his age mates are doing this, I want. And that was too heavy on the guy. It was too heavy. And because he couldn't pull that through a high man, because he couldn't pull that through, it wasn't this. He felt like he wasn't meeting up to my expectation. But I forgot that I'm supposed to encourage, motivate, guide, and let him make the decision. The same way that we will pressure other parents, other brothers, big brothers, with pressure. And before you see your son leave the house and say, oh, I'm not talking to you anymore. You are this, you're that. You never acknowledge that you do that. My mom that will never care. A mom who focuses only on business. A mom who focuses only on what? Work, not always there. Yeah. That's what happened. That's what we do, knowingly or unknowingly. And when we want that peace, we want your son back, we want your daughter back, that's the time to sit down and say, I am sorry. Be sincere about it. Just don't use the words because you feel like you want to. Be ready to say what you're sorry for. When you do something so that's not acceptable, that you feel like nobody wants to hear about it, to open your mouth and say it is already a big task. So when you say it, it serves as a reminder. It's telling you not to do it again because you don't want to go through that same trauma again to say those same words. Humble yourself. Tell your daughter, I am so sorry. I have been envisaging and imposing to you the kind of man you need to marry. Whereas I have no powers on that. I don't know your taste. All I have to do is guidance. I am so sorry. I did this and I realized it really hurt your feelings. Saying this shocked my son when he saw me, said I was sorry. And he moved back and looked. So mommy can be this humble. So mommy can put herself down this low and to tell me, I'm sorry, I am willing to kneel down if you let me, because I need my son back. I miss that son of mine. Let every memory, the relationship that you have with the child, with the teenager, lasts, because when they move out of the house, those are the only things they're going to think about. But if you are that person who is tough and don't see a need for time, waits for no one. We have this much time, and with this much time, we want to use it judiciously with our families, building memories that if at all you are not, they will be cherishing and talking about you. You don't want to build memories of how you were fighting with your son, of how you were fighting with your daughter. They're not going to remember you for a good person. They're going to remember that you were a tough guy who was never there, and this. No. So being accepting, apologizing, and make up. Look for a way, a positive way to make up for your wrongs. It's not just saying you're sorry. Let your actions speak for you. When you use those words, also let actions. Because some people will say, oh, I'm so sorry. And guess what? The son or the daughter will accept you. But your action are not matching with your words. And when that is not matching, it doesn't speak well for you. Actions should go with what you have said. Make up time. Book a date for the two of you to go talk. Try to iron out things. Create more time together so you can ask how things are going. How are things in your life? How is your study? How is your relationship with your friend? Why haven't you been out lately? I've noticed you've always been indoor. Something going on? Be observant and ask questions. Always make that person know you care. When you show all of that, it shows that you are remorseful and you feel sad, or you feel like what you did wasn't you, and you are remorseful for that. That before you see, you get back your son. That before you see, you get back your daughter. And then you have to see how you can compensate for those missed moments. You start afresh and start believing. It's never too late. Never say never. It's only late when you keep procrastinating and pushing forward and forward and forward. It doesn't go that way. Not at all. It does not. So that's the little chat, and was like, you figure out a way. Remember, be remorseful. Use words that are apologetic. Bring the positive way forward. After you've apologized and your apology has been accepted, what is the way forward? What are the positive things, the bonding, the connection, the relationship building aspects you're going to bring in? You're not just going to come and say, oh, I'm sorry, and then they accept your apology and you disappear into thin air. That's not cool. So I hope there was something in this discussion that will help you listening, who has brother, sister, auntie, husband, wife, young kids, teenagers, you name the rest. Conflict is always common. Fixing it, building the relationship back, so hard, because it takes a lot of humility and politeness and acceptance and repentance, beg for forgiveness, and then to rebuild back what has been destroyed. And the other hand, if you are that person whose anger doesn't cease, please also work on it. Always be ready to welcome an apology, because we have limited time. And if you cannot accept an apology, also remember, if you have to give an apology to somebody, somebody can also say no. So what goes around comes back to us, to you. So what do you want to reap tomorrow? If you plant peanut, you harvest peanut. If you plant thorn flowers, you harvest thorns. So a word to a wise. That was my 50 cents on how you can work on building your relationship. If the relationship has gone south and you want to bring it back, you have to make small decisions to do that. Oh, I didn't see what Della's Bianca said. So many kids are taking their life because of some harsh words that are pronounced towards them. Absolutely right. When you say certain things, certain words, the youths, they internalize them. Remember, when they are being teenagers, they are fighting with their hormones. They have to learn independent skills. They have to face these challenging worlds. And you, that is their idol, you that they look up to, their role model, their number one person that they look up to. When you say those words, they internalize them. Remember, if you say like a word stupid, that person internalize. When you say like a word, you have no common sense, that person internalize. And they will be asking themselves, is it how dull I am, so I don't have common sense? Is it how foolish I am? Is it how they have already internalized them? And then each time if they want him to do a task or something, they will say, oh, I'm not good at this. They have just accepted their weakness. I'm not good at this. I am not good at this. Whereas they are good at. But because they've received name, they now took the withdrawal position. And they can't even think or reason. They've internalized. And anything that comes, no, I know I'm not good at anything. I don't want to go there and be a disappointment. I don't want to go, I don't want to do this so that I will get my mommy or my daddy upset. I don't want to do this so I will get my auntie or my uncle upset with me. I would rather just stay in my room. I would rather just be careful not to get something broken. If the thing is not broken, a new one will not be bought. And it's only when a new one's bought that they'll be careful with not to break it again. You see? So we have to be very, 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 very mindful. Thanks, Dallas, Bianca, for sharing that. So, and all of this affects and affects and affects. So, what I'm really out today is to share is that we as adults, we take responsibility. We as adults, we learn, hi Doreen, we learn how to say sorry. Sorry to our own kids, be it the smallest one. I say sorry all the time. You say sorry. I'm so sorry I made this. Next time I will be very careful. I wish I could fix it. I will fix it like magic. But this is unfixable. But I'm going to be very watchful. Next time I don't make this kind of mistake and get the cup broken. I'm so sorry. I realized that I was a time when my son asked me a question, and I would say, you with your numerous question, you again with your numerous question. I'm so busy, I don't have time to respond to this, your uncountable question. And guess what? He was hearing that. And when I asked him question one day, he said, Mommy, you with your numerous question, I am so busy, I can't answer you now. And guess what? I was so upset. And I'm like, seriously? Are you talking to me? I said, yeah, Mommy, I'm so busy. I got this to do. I have to finish up quick. And I stood there. After reflecting, I just realized that my son just paid me with my own coins. And I'm like, hey, buddy, I'm so sorry. I know most of the time when you're asking questions, especially when I'm not in a good mood, I say I'm so busy. I just realized you just said that back to me, and I realized how that feels. And guess what? He was laughing at me. I said, Mommy, I just paid you with your own coins. So he has been wanting to give me and pay me with my own coins, as I always say. And then he will ask me another question, and I say, oh, you're not visiting, are you? You don't know where this is in the house? I forgot I was going to ask something too. And when I asked him, I said, Mommy, you're not visiting, are you? You should know where this is in the house. Only when you pay it with your own coin that you realize, oh my God, what have I been doing, right? What have I been saying? How did it get here? And then you start fixing it. And that's where you start using the words that will eliminate and wipe that off their heads. Because their records, their brains are still young and they record really well, right? So this was just a little bit I needed us to share today. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Please put your own contribution. I'd like to always come read. Others can read so that we can keep improving on ourselves, on our families, on our relationship, and grow positively, because positivity is the key. It helps to build, it helps to rejuvenate, and it brings happiness. So thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And